The Champions League is about to change forever. Starting in 25-26, everything from the format to qualification to knockouts gets a major overhaul. It's bigger, bolder, and way more chaotic. Here's every change, explained clearly, quickly, without the fluff. Let's break down the new era of European football. The 36-team Swiss League format. Starting in the 2025-26 season, the Champions League drops the old-school group stage and replaces it with something totally new, the 36-team Swiss League. That's right, no more 8 tidy groups of 4. Instead, all teams now enter one massive shared table, kind of like a giant league, but with a twist. It's based on the Swiss system, which you'd normally see in chess or esports tournaments. Each team plays 8 matches, but not against everyone. Fixtures are drawn to ensure a balanced challenge. Big clubs face big clubs more often, while smaller teams can still dream of a Cinderella run. It's fluid, open, and the standings stay meaningful right up to the final match day. The goal? More drama, fewer dead games. No more waiting until match day 6 to see if Bayern will rotate their bench again. Every match could make or break a team's top 8 finish, or at least a knockout spot in the top 24. And yes, there are now 36 teams instead of 32. UEFA added 4 extra spots. 2 go to the leagues with the best European performances that season, 1 for the third-place team in Europe's 5th-ranked league, and 1 for an extra champion from the smaller country's qualifying path. Some fans worry about fixture overload, but early numbers show TV ratings and sponsorships are booming. One thing's clear, this isn't just the Champions League anymore. It's a continental chaos league, and it's here to stay. 8 opponents, 8 games. Say goodbye to playing the same 3 clubs twice, home and away. Starting in the 2025-26 Champions League, each team will now face 8 different opponents in the league phase. 4 at home, 4 away, and none repeated. Here's how it works. Teams are still sorted into 4 seeding pots based on strength. Each club is then randomly assigned 2 opponents from each pot, meaning you could host a dark horse like Molde one week, then fly to face Manchester City the next. It's unpredictable, it's exciting, and it gives fans a mix of blockbuster clashes and underdog battles. No more padded groups. Every fixture has fresh stake, but there's no safety net. There are no return legs. If you mess up against a mid-tier team on a rainy Tuesday, that result sticks. Tiebreakers go straight down the table. Total points, goal difference, the whole league-style treatment. That means every point matters, and dropping focus for even one match could cost you a knockout spot. Coaches are intrigued by the tactical variety, but it's also a headache. Scouting 8 completely different teams in a short window is no small task. UEFA says the 8-match limit strikes a balance, offering diversity without overloading schedule. For players and fans, it's clear. The Champions League just got way less predictable and way more fun. 4 new qualification slots. The 2025-26 Champions League isn't just changing its structure, it's changing who gets in. The tournament now expands to 36 teams, and with that comes 4 new qualification slots, each reshaping how clubs across Europe chase their golden ticket. First, 1 extra slot now goes to the 3rd-place team from UEFA's 5th-ranked domestic league. Right now, that's Ligue 1 in France. So instead of just 2 different qualifiers, the French league now gets 3, bringing it closer to the Big 4, England, Spain, Germany, and Italy. This small change makes a big difference for leagues on the edge of the elite. Second slot tweaks the champions path. The route reserved for clubs that win their domestic leagues in smaller countries. Instead of just 4 making it through, now 5 champions qualify, giving an extra chance for teams from leagues like Switzerland, Serbia, or Cyprus to make the big stage. A nod to football's roots and to keeping the door open for more underdog stories. The biggest shift? The final 2 spots, dubbed European performance slots, go to the 2 nations whose clubs performed best in UEFA competitions the previous season. Think of it like a bonus reward for national leagues that punch above their weight. 2024-25, both the Premier League and La Liga earned an extra spot, each sending a 6th team into the Champions League. UEFA frames this as merit-based and exciting. A strong Europa League or Conference League run could help a country earn bonus access. Critics aren't so sure. Many see it as another win for the rich, giving already dominant leagues more seats at the table while smaller leagues fall further behind. Still, the dream is there. A Belgian or Portuguese league that overachieves in Europe could grab a surprise 6th slot. It's not easy, but this is the new format. Overperformance just doesn't earn respect. It earns a place in the game's biggest show. Reimagine knockout path. Once the 8 league games are done, the real fun begins. The knockout stage of the Champions League used to be simple. Finish top 2 in your group and you're through. Now, things are a lot more layered and a lot more intense. Top 8 teams in the final league standings automatically cruise into the round of 16. Elite clubs get more than just advancement. They earn 3 weeks of rest, precious time to recover, regroup, and scout potential opponent. They're also seeded, meaning they avoid each other in the next round. Think of it as a reward for consistency and dominance over the 8-game stretch. But the spots from 9th to 24th, that's where the chaos lives. These 16 teams are thrown into a 2-legged knockout playoff. basically a survival round. The winners grab the remaining 8 round of 16 slots. The losers, they're done. No parachute to the Europa League, no second chances. This new mid-season showdown creates a January packed with high-stakes football. Picture a heavy hitter like Bayern finishing 11th, facing a surprise 20th place team like Galatasaray. Suddenly, one of them is going home. Pundits are already calling it a mini Europa League inside the Champions League, but with even higher stakes and bigger name. UEFA believes this structure adds jeopardy from top to bottom. Fight isn't just about making the top 16 anymore. It's about staying in the top 8 to avoid the playoff, or fighting like mad to land between 9 and 24 to keep your season alive. Teams sitting 25th to 36? Sorry, you're out. This reworked path replaces the old matchday 6 miracle with a cold, high-pressure playoff gauntlet. The trade-off's clear. More meaningful games, more global drama, and a knockout phase that starts before the knockout phase. For the players, it's a brutal test. For the fans, it's box office gold. No Europa League Parachute. In the old Champions League format, if you finished third in your group, you didn't go home, you dropped into the Europa League. It was like a soft landing for big clubs having a bad autumn. Not anymore. Starting in 2025-26, UEFA has removed the parachute. If your club finishes 25th to 36th in the league phase, that's it. No safety net. No mid-season redemption arc in the Europa League. One bad run, an unlucky injury crisis, a tough draw, a few missed sitters, and your European season ends right there. UEFA defends the move by saying it raises the stakes. Every match matters more now that there's no lifeline waiting below. There's also a push for sporting integrity. If you underperform in the Champions League, you shouldn't get another shot elsewhere. Harsh? Maybe. But in this new system, the margin for error is razor thin. Small and mid-tier clubs, though, have voiced concern. A single dip in form or a brutal schedule could cost them months of continental revenue and global exposure. For them, this wasn't just a tournament, it was a financial pipeline. On the flip side, broadcasters love the change. Less overlap between UEFA tournaments in January and February means fewer scheduling headaches and more focused, high-stakes UCL airtime. It's cleaner, it's punchier, but is it fairer? That depends on who you ask. The clubs fighting for their life, or the TV execs watching the numbers rise. League table home advantage. In the old Champions League knockout rounds, getting the second leg at home felt like a coin toss. Seeding helped early on, but past the round of 16, it often depended on the bracket draw. That randomness is gone. From 2025-26, league table finish now directly determines home advantage in every two-legged tie. The higher-ranked team from the league phase automatically earns the right to host the second leg, all the way through to the semifinals. UEFA calls it a fairness upgrade. If you perform better over 8 tough matches, you deserve the logistical edge, playing in front of your own fans when the stakes are highest. ESPN's analysts agree. The tweak fixes oddities where lower-ranked teams would host second legs just because of how the draw landed. Not everyone's cheering. Critics say this reinforces the strong getting stronger. Top clubs with deep squads are already more likely to finish higher, and now they'll also get the psychological and tactical edge of playing decisive matches at home, often with 60,000 plus roaring in their favor. Still, for mid-table scrappers and dark horses, the response is simple. Earn it. You want home field advantage? Finish higher. That logic might sound brutal, but in UEFA's new format, everything's performance-based. They expect managers to start calculating positions more carefully toward the end of the league phase, not just to qualify, but to land that precious 8th, 16th, or even first-place finish for the bracket edge. It's not just about getting through anymore, it's about where you land and where you get to play when the pressure's highest. The Champions League is evolving into a test of long-term strategy, not just knockout brilliance. Extra time debate. When UEFA hinted at cutting extra time from Champions League knockout matches and sending tied games straight to penalties, the football world immediately split down the middle. The idea? Save players' legs, shorten matches, and reduce injury risk. The response? Let's just say it got heated. Supporters, especially younger fans, welcomed the proposal. A YouGov poll showed that 45% of fans backed the change, with many saying extra time often feels like a grind that delays the inevitable shootout. With packed club schedules and international breaks, cutting 30 minutes off a match sounds like a win for player health and attention spans. But traditionalists pushed back hard. Extra time, they argued, isn't just tradition, it's where champions rise. It's where drama builds, quality shines, and the best teams earn their win without flipping a coin. The idea of skipping straight to spot kicks felt like turning the tournament's climax into a lottery. After months of consultation, UEFA shelved the proposal for now. Extra time will stay at least through 25-26, but the debate isn't going away. As the football calendar keeps expanding and soft tissue injuries rise, player workloads becoming a bigger focus. UEFA is monitoring player minute data across the leagues and tournaments. If fatigue numbers keep climbing, don't be surprised if this debate returns, only next time with more than just a poll behind it. stretch calendar, and the exclusive week. The new format means more games, and more games mean, well, more scheduling problems. With 64 additional fixtures added to the revamped league phase, UEFA had to rework the calendar. Their solution: spread the phase across 8 match days from September to late January. The first 6 rounds happen between September and December, more or less as expected. Matchday 8, the finale, is now wedged into a single Wednesday in late January. That's right, one explosive midweek with all 36 teams playing simultaneously, making it one of the most intense nights of the season. And to make room for it all, UEFA introduces an exclusive week in the schedule, using Thursday night Champions League matches to avoid overlap with the Europa League and Conference League. It's a necessary trick to squeeze every match into an already congested calendar. Broadcasters are loving it. According to the Financial Times, the expanded format and extra inventory have pushed media rights payments up 20%, with that final match day promising a global ratings bonanza. But behind the scenes, players and unions are sounding the alarm. Fifth Pro, the Global Players Union, links this bloated calendar to a rise in soft tissue injuries and mounting physical tolls on athletes. Coaches, meanwhile, have already started rotating their squads more aggressively in November and December, treating some UCL games more like domestic cup ties. As the calendar gets tighter and commercial demands keep rising, UEFA may soon face its next big challenge: load management. Because in a world where every game matters and every leg has a price, finding the balance between drama and durability could shape the Champions League future more than any format tweak. And that's the full breakdown of the new Champions League. If you found this helpful, drop a like, subscribe, and stay tuned at Soccer Deconstructed.